morning, howdy, welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today is going to be an exciting video on why I got involved with AMSOIL, why I started doing the AMSOIL, and you could say lube to love to lube. That's what I do. I love doing it, love helping people with their car, and this is my personal car, 2013 SL550, aka the synthetic oil protection machine. It's no longer a Mencentas beans. A lot of people, they say, oh, you know, Mencentas and this and that. I don't even know what that means, but I do know this car is nothing like the day I got it. We did a lot to it. We're not going to get into that. We're going to throw a video up here in the corner. We're going to get into my story. We're also going to be talking about why the AMSOIL opportunity to being an AMSOIL dealer like myself, why it's so valuable. And we're also going to be mentioning how it's going to be changing a little bit here in a few months. So right now, if you would want to become an AMSOIL dealer, this would be the very best time to do it right this second. So you'd want to go ahead and click on that link in the description section and just become one, because in a couple of months here, some things are going to change, and it's going to change a lot of elements with AMSOIL dealers and stuff like that. So today we're going to be driving to one of my favorite coffee shops here in town, and it's where I do a lot of my editing and networking and meeting people. But let's go back to my story. So I was born August 25th, 1989, and I basically lived in Pennsylvania my entire life, and it's called the Lehigh Valley area, Allentown, Easton, and Bethlehem. And I grew up on a farm half the time when I was with my mom, and the other half the time I was with my dad. I was in Allentown, and I always did a lot of stuff with my dad. We'd go on a lot of field trips, do a lot of things. I went all through Manhattan, New York City. I used to go fishing in, Sandy Hook, New Jersey. And so my dad and I did a lot of field trips. With my mom, I just never really got along with her, never really liked her. And you know, through time, you know, sometimes you don't like both your parents, you know, so you just kind of figure it out as you go, and one day you kind of move on and do your own thing. But so back to when I was a kid, I used to ride BMX bike a lot. I used to ride dirt bike a little bit, and my dad got me my dirt bike, and so I did a lot of different things like that. And I loved outdoor stuff. I was always active. I was always up to something, hanging out with friends in the neighborhood. I had about, I would say 4 or 5 friends in the neighborhood I'd hang out with. And we'd always have fun messing around. Never really getting in big trouble. You know, sometimes we'd screw around a little bit, but no one ever got hurt, or, you know, we never hurt anybody or anything like that. So that's a good thing. Thank God no one got killed. But yeah, so nothing bad happened. Had a lot of fun doing entertainment. I've always liked, I played video games when I was younger, and then I got rid of all the video games one day, just wasn't into them anymore, and I started juggling and doing other skills that were a lot more, you could say, entertaining. And so yeah, I loved growing up, and I grew up in a small town. It's called Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, and so I'm from that area. And I always set goals for myself. You know, I was always wanting to do more no matter what. I wouldn't say I was a perfectionist when I was younger. I was a big fat slob when I was younger. I used to eat a lot of cheesecake and a bunch of corn syrup cappuccinos. And I used to go to this country store, and I used to eat all this crap. And I really messed up my body, and I gained a lot of body fat. And then one day when I was about 14, I got a hold of Arnold's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. So I got this book, and I started reading it, and I really enjoyed Arnold's book. And I always thought Arnold was funny as hell in the movies, and I always liked his geriatrics. So we started doing that, and after we did that, I got into Jacqueline. Jacqueline's one of my favorite fitness guys. I used to watch him on ESPN Classic. And Jacqueline is the longest running fitness guy. He's the longest running TV show with fitness ever, 34 years on TV. So I love watching him on TV. He was hilarious. And I always had a lot of fun. A lot of friends in the neighborhood. You know, were always a lot of fun. And, you know, so yeah, so a lot of great things as I grew up. Then after that, I got my first car at, I think I was 18. I don't think I got my first car until I was 18. My dad and I both drove it. Something happened to his Jeep, so he scrapped it. I had my 1992 Jeep Cherokee Limited, burgundy red, gold alloy wheels. I got my first Jeep for, I think it was $1,000. Yeah, it was $1,000. And the wife said, if you don't get this hunk of shit out of the driveway, she was going to smash this car. And they bought the daughter a new car. So I got this car with brand new tires, new exhaust. It had 178,000 miles, leather seats, and I got an all-wheel drive, well, four-wheel drive select, but Jeep Cherokee with the high output motor, and I drove the shit out of the thing. I used to do donuts in the gravel parking lots. I remember driving that thing through cornfields with all-wheel drive, and I finally broke it. I did a burnout from gravel to blacktop, and when I hit the blacktop, it jerked the rear diff, and it broke the seal in the rear differential, and then I scrapped it for, I think, $360. So I had that Jeep for like, I think 2.5 or 3 years, and I paid, like, total money spent was like $700. And I used to lifeguard. I was a damn lifeguard for a little bit there at a water park, Dorney Park in Pennsylvania. I was a damn lifeguard at a residential place, and I always did like landscaping stuff, string trimming to make money. But I never sat at home, and I never sapped or cried. I was never a sappy pussy. You could say I was not that motivated at one time, but I was never worthless. You know, I always did something. I always helped people. You know, I always meant well, but I just wasn't as good as I could be, so I kept getting better. So I kept on this whole path. And then after I graduated high school, I went to Lehigh Carbon Community College, which is just a real little teeny-weeny college in Schnecksville, Pennsylvania. And I went there and I got my associate's degree. And, you know, throughout life, I've never been a quitter. I've never laid down and never given up. So I went and got my associate's, and I was going to be a chiropractor. And I thought, you know what? I don't like the schools. I don't believe in the systems. And I don't like the business ethics of the colleges. And I didn't like my teachers anymore. And I felt a lot of fakeness there. So I said, you know what? We're just going to kind of not go along with this here. And I said, I'm going to make it all on my own, no matter what. So I moved to Las Vegas. I did close-up magic on Fremont Street for tips, and I did that for 2.5 years. I learned from a lot of entertainers in Vegas, magicians, and all different things like that. And I honed my skills. I learned a lot about people. Then I drove cab driving here in Las Vegas. After the cab driving, I worked at all the car dealerships. I worked at Honda, which was the best Honda dealership in the state. I worked at Chevy. and then I worked at Ford. So I worked at the top 3 car dealerships here in town in Las Vegas, and I learned a lot. And then I started my other business, Personal Car Finder USA, where I found cars privately for people, and I would save people the sales tax, and I would do all the negotiating and just make it as easy as pie. And I did that for about a year. And then I went to SEMA, Specialty Equipment Market Association here in Las Vegas, and I was walking through SEMA, and I found out about this AMSOIL, and I picked up a bottle of oil, and I said, wow, this is good for 25,000 miles, and I couldn't believe it. And that really surprised me. And I said, you know what? I said, I got to try this stuff. So I said, Tom, I said, sign me up. So Tom signed me up, and that's my upline AMSOIL dealer. And man, he was always there for me. He always answered my questions. Tom was just solid. I mean, solid. He was seasoned. He knows what he's doing. He knows that he answers questions like that. And that's what I loved about Tom so much. And, you know, it's so much about people. You know, if you think about organizations, you know, you can have great products, you can have, you know, flashy things, you can do this and that, but at the end of the day, it's people on people. It's people that touch people, people that help people, people that answer the questions. And if the network's all bad, it's no good. So, you know, what AMSOIL's doing in the next 2 months, I don't know exactly when they're going to do it, in the next few months, they're going to be optimizing the dealer program, and they're going to be making it significantly better. I'm talking a big change, and they haven't done this for 50 years. So AMSOIL at the moment is still pretty outdated, and when I got into it about 4 or 5 years ago, it had 1960s, 1970s mentality. So if you think of way back in the 70s, and I saw that, and I knew they were going to get way better, because the guy that started AMSOIL, Amituzio, he was never a laydown. He was never one to give up. He was a fighter pilot, and he's one of these people that is going to get it done no matter what. He understands teamwork. He understood people, and he understood the future. And this is all the stuff that I understand, and I know exactly where AMSOIL is going to be, you know, 5 years from now. And I actually saw this back, you know, years ago, of what was going to happen. So they optimized their networks. The online is so much better now. They've really increased their quality control. They've increased so many more products. And what I can personally ask is, if you've been watching my videos, which I get a lot of people, they go, you know, Eben, I've been watching your videos for years, and this and that. And I'm going to say, if you've been watching my videos for years and you've been thinking about becoming an AMSOIL dealer, do it today. I'm talking tonight, before midnight. Sign up, become a dealer. I'm going to be your upline AMSOIL dealer. I'm going to be able to answer all your questions. And if you're on a laptop, desktop, click show more. If you're on a smartphone, you'll see a reverse down arrow right here in the corner. Click that. Click on the AMSOIL dealer link. Sign up. It's $50. Take the online training. If you're someone local here in Las Vegas, reach out to me. I want to do a video with you showing your onboarding process of how to become an AMSOIL dealer. I actually want to share that with people on the channel, and I want to kind of show this flower blossom, this beautiful flower. And I'd love to share that on the channel and allow other people to experience it and see how easy it is, see how hard it is. You know, to say something's easy or hard, you can say both. You know, the glass is always half full, it's always half empty, it's always full, half water, half air. You can argue anything and say it's easy or hard, but until you see someone go through the process, you won't know. So if you're local here in Vegas and you've been thinking about doing this, do it right this second. If you're in another part of the United States or Canada, you can still do it through my link. I'll be your AMSOIL dealer, and I will be there for you no matter what. And I have a couple active dealers that are starting to get some momentum. Brian out of Georgia. Brian's a great guy. God, he's got his heart into it now. and I've helped him a lot along the way. I got him a light for doing videos that was $150 around Christmas, and I also gave him a few $100 for in the battlefields. You know, he got into a hurricane or something that he got some product wrecked, and so I'm always there for my dealers. You know, I'm not one to give money away and stuff like that, like panhandlers on the street. I don't give money. If someone asks for $5 for the bus, I'm not going to give it to them. You know, I just don't believe in that stuff. But if someone's in the battlefields and they get tagged or shot, I'm going to give them a tourniquet. I'm going to give them, you know, whatever tools they need to stay alive. And I'm never going to leave anybody for death. You know, so that's the one thing I can promise 100% is if you are in it and you have the heart, I'll never let you die in my company. So I could promise that. Yeah, at all it costs, no matter what. So that's what I love doing, is lubing to love, love to lube, helping people. And you can even flip it around, love to lube, lube to love. I mean, any way you tag it, any way you look at it, it's fun. And that's why I get up in the morning, and I've eliminated some things lately. I got rid of my Facebook, and that's exciting. So no more Facebook and Insta games. And I got more time to spend here on YouTube and help people with YouTube. I love helping people with YouTube. So if you're ever one of my AMSOIL dealers, or you know, I would be able to help you even with YouTube too. So these are some other benefits that I can offer. If you want to see having some fun at SEMA, Specialty Equipment Market Association, check out this playlist here. This is a lot of fun at SEMA. This right here, this is some other great playlists on frequently asked questions on AMSOIL products. If you love this piece of content, go ahead and slap that thumbs up button. That lets people know it's a great piece of content. And hey, I love hearing it. And leave a comment down below. We got the end of month giveaway every last Saturday in the month. We do that at 11 a.m. last Saturday. Next one's May 28th. And we give away $100 gift cards to give back because I care about people. I care about all my customers. And I care about everyone that's a part of my community that helps the community flourish. And, you know, it's all a one-way stream. And everyone's pushing together. You know, no one does everything by themselves. And one of the guys I watch on YouTube, he's great. His name's Simon Sinek, and he goes, you know, talks about leadership and stuff. But it's so true. If you think of a Marine, you know, no Marine does it on their own. They help the person to the right of them. They help the person to the left of them, and they're a chain link. And that chain stays together. And without people helping each other, it never gets done. You know, if you think of, you know, so many projects, it took thousands of people to complete them. And, you know, no one really does everything all on their own. You know, if the people didn't package the products back in Superior, Wisconsin, and they didn't put the products together, I wouldn't even make any money. I wouldn't even be able to be an AMSOIL dealer. So, and then there's the wonderful ladies on the phone back in Superior, Wisconsin, that take the phone calls all day long. They take phone calls. Phone calls. So I mean, it's all a team. And you know, if you want to be a part of my team, I'll be there for you no matter what. And check out that playlist there. We'll see you back next time right here on Synthetic Oil Protection. Cheers to protection.